Coach, did you feel like you had to remind your guys that Northwestern beat TCU to get their attention and focus on it, or do they just coming off that loss to Wofford, you even have to bring up anybody else?
Northwestern is really good. Beat TCU, was down 2 at halftime to Baylor on Tuesday, scored 102 points against Stephen F. in their first conference game. Beat Southern Miss when Southern Miss was undefeated. I think Southern Miss was 8-0. They have 2 guys on their team that shot 40 of their 60 shots against Baylor, transfers that the coach brought with him when he was hired. Very unique style of play. They can score in bunches. They have 3 guys that have shot 72% of their balls in their Power 5 opponent games. They will try to shorten the game. They like to play in the last 10 seconds of the clock, particularly when they're on the road. So a combination of both. Lost to Wofford and a really good team coming 2 days after Christmas. So today's a big day.
I know you guys have been gone, but have you gotten a feel for their response to?
Yeah, we had a really good practice last night, and then we're about to watch film before practice today. We did some skill work this morning. Their response since the break has been good, and whether it's right or wrong, we tell them the truth, and we've got to find a way to do more from start to finish than what we've done. Find some consistency in doing more.
Is there a sense of urgency kind of, at this
I
point,
sure hope so.
Two games left until SEC.
Yeah. This week will be like the rest of the weeks. We'll play 2 games this week, with 2 days in between. I know we're playing Tuesday and Friday, but I think every game in January is Wednesday, Saturday, except for the last week. I think it's Tuesday, Saturday, I think. So this will be a good prep week. Prairie View beat Arizona State. Northwestern is – I haven't studied Prairie View, but Northwestern State will pose a lot of problems in how they play and the players they have.
Coach, you mentioned wanted to see more tenacity, especially throughout the full 40 minutes. How do you go about trying to, I guess, up that level without it just getting to the point, go out there and be reckless, run around?
I think the inconsistency and the tenacity is from the inconsistency and the from the rotation of guys. Today he's playing good. Yesterday he played good. Just not enough consistency in the rotation. And so have been trying to think through different ways of maybe we can be more consistent in how we practice, more consistent in everything, in hopes that will gain some traction. We're not going to have possessions. We don't have possessions or minutes to give away trying to figure out, is this person going to be what we think they are or not? And I think that's why we're 6-5. Been too much inconsistency within the rotation, and we need some consistency within the rotation and consistency in what we do on both ends.
So we interpret that to mean some guys are going to be playing more than 30 minutes?
If you look at the numbers, I don't know. We have too much inconsistency regardless of how many minutes they're playing. There's 200 minutes in a game. How many minutes can you play, and what are you going to give us? And we should be able to answer that question better than we can currently. Right now, there's this, that. We got to cut all that out somehow.
Do you have any sort of timeline or something of when you would like to see kind of, this is my rotation, this is...
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago would probably be the right answer. We're continuing to try different groupings in practice to see if there's some evidence Obviously, we do a lot of analytics. It's called leverage in analytics. Like which team is better from a rebounding standpoint, which team is better from an offensive standpoint, and then how those guys are playing together. And you kind of analytically try to figure that out. There's a couple of things that we've learned since Oregon State. But through 11 games, there's just, even within the analytics, there's a lot of up and down on, there's not a conclusive answer.
Who's playing well within the framework of what you're looking for?
Dex, Dre. I think Solo has found a lane that he feels comfortable in. That's probably it. On both ends of the floor. And that's good for Solo in his first semester. You would expect that from Dre with the time that he's been here. Really good for Dex, considering he's been somewhere else his whole career. It's those core guys that we need to find some consistency. And it's not that they've been awful from start to finish. It's just that collectively we haven't been good. We've been good in spurts. We just haven't been good from start to finish. And not everything's going to be perfect, but the piece of all pulling in the same direction on both ends of the floor, we need to be better at that for sure.
You guys good?
Thank you, guys.